uh, effects can the force produce?
It
What all
can
things can it
move
do?
a body.
Very good. It can move a body. Then
It can change the shape of a body.
change the shape or size of a body.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Change the shape or size of a body.
Can't think of anymore.
If it's moving a body, can it also stop a body?
Yes. Yeah. It can
Right?
stop the motion of a body.
Correct. So it can set a body into motion, or it can stop the motion, stop the moving body, or you can just say it can bring the body to the state of rest.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Got that.
So bring it to the state of rest. Anything else?
Um. Increase its motion, like increase
Right.
its speed.
I understand. Right. So it can increase or decrease the speed of the moving body.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Increase or decrease the speed of a moving body. Can we also discuss the examples further? But there's just one more which is left.
Um.
Try to think. Can we say it also changes the direction of a body?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? It
Yes.
changes the direction of a body. So if we quickly discuss the examples for all of them, because when we discuss the examples, it makes the topic much more clear. So move a body. Any example you can say.
Uh. Push a book from on the table.
Exactly. Then what about how can it change the shape or size of a body?
Um. Pull a rubber band.
Right? Bring it to the state of rest.
Stop a ball.
Very good. Increase or decrease the speed of a moving body.
Um. Acceleration in a car.
Right. Or if you just push a moving bicycle, you push the
Yeah.
person in a moving bicycle, you are increasing the speed. Change the direction.
By hitting a ball with a bat.
That is correct. Okay, now you might have heard of two different forces, balanced forces and unbalanced forces. Remember?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what are these?
Yeah. I'm not sure how I can define or explain that.
You don't need to like give me a proper definition. I do understand like definitions are not important. I just want you to understand the concepts for me. Okay. Balanced forces are like just give an example. If you know what it is, you can explain it with an example. Otherwise, I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay. So let's say there's an object at the center. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a person A who is trying to apply the force on this, and there's an
Yeah.
object, and there's a person B who is trying to apply the force on the same object, and they both are applying the force of same magnitude. Let us say take it to be 5 newtons,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Or do you think the object will move in this case?
No, it won't because it's in opposite directions. The force
It's
is being
in
applied.
the force is opposite and equal,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So whenever equal and opposite forces are given to an object are applied on the object, then the object is not going to move. Those are called balanced forces. Like right now, the places that you've kept on the things that you've kept on the table, they are on the table. They're not moving on there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why? Because of the balanced forces acting on each of the object.
The gravity and the force applied by the table.
Right. So you can say if you also know there's a reaction force that every object gives because of the weight.
Okay.
There's a weight force which is acting in the downward
Yeah.
direction, like you said,
Downward
it's the
direction, which
gravity
has been.
combined,
Yeah.
right? And then there's a reaction force that's given by the object on which it is placed. So that's in the upward direction. So there
By
is
the.
an equal, right? So there's
Okay.
an equal and opposite force acting on the object which is not allowing it to move.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Which
at
is
at
second.
at a point of time, there is equal and opposite upward and downward force. There's equal and opposite forward and backward force, like the frictional force, and the one which is opposing it is
Um. I don't know.
if you have just an object like right here, right? Why the object is not moving on its own? because there's an opposite force called the frictional force,
Yeah.
which is balancing it,
Okay. Fine.
right? So, whenever equal and opposite forces are applied on the body, those are called balanced forces.
So one force is friction. What is the other force that's acting?
The other force is the force, okay, every body is attracted towards the earth because of the
Yeah.
gravity,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So it can allow the body to move in any direction, maybe left or right also. It's going in the downward direction, gravity is in the downward direction. But if it is the frictional force, let's say, okay, let's say I have an object, just
Yeah.
taking some rough values, okay, I have an object and it has a natural frictional force of 10 newtons.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, if you're applying a force of which is acting in, I've written it opposite, which is acting in the left hand side.
Okay.
Now, because the we know the frictional force is opposite to the motion of an object.
Mhm.
So let's say I'm applying the force of 5 Newton in the right side direction.
Okay.
But it's not allowing the body, the frictional force is not allowing the body to move unless until I apply the opposite force greater than 10 Newtons.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's why it is just there, it's not moving on its own.
Okay.
Okay, so balanced forces are actually the equal and opposite forces which are applied on the object and which are not allowing the body to move. Okay,
Okay.
whereas
Yeah.
unbalanced forces are the forces which causes motion.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay,
Fine.
now for example, if I try to push my table, okay, if a small
Yeah.
kid tries to push my table, he won't be able to move it because he is not able to overcome that frictional force of the table itself,
Yeah. The
right?
table is applying more force on the person pushing it than the.
Right. That's why it will not move actually. To
Okay.
move an object, I have to overcome the frictional force.
Yeah.
And when the object is in stationary, it's called the static friction. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've learned the kinds of friction.
No, we've not learned it, but yeah, I do know what static friction is.
Okay. So when the body is just lying there, it's possessing static friction.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's say a person like me, I come and I try to push my table. I have larger force than the kid. So I'll be able to overcome that frictional force,
Yeah. Okay. So
right?
you will have more force than the table.
Exactly. And so I'll be able now, my force is 50 newtons, which is towards the right hand side, and opposite force is 10 newtons, which was by the table itself, the frictional
Okay.
force.
All
Okay.
right.
So now the forces are in opposite direction, but
Yes.
they are
Not
not
equal.
equal. So this
Yes.
is going to move a body,
Okay. Fine.
cause a motion on a body. Okay. Now the unbalanced forces, they can act in the same direction, in different direction. That doesn't matter. But unbalanced forces are always going to move an object.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So
Yes.
these are two unbalanced and balanced forces.
So the
Fine.
object moves in the direction where the force applied is more.
Right. Where the force applied is more right.
Okay. Fine. Got it.
Okay. So we are clear about the balanced and unbalanced forces.
Okay. Yeah. Got that part. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just taking everything in general, okay? I'll be starting with your topic, like the book topic actually, when we like clear the demo and we move on to our actual
All right.
classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this
Got that.
class is just I think you know it. This class is just to know, like if you can understand the topics that I'm teaching and if the
Okay. Yeah.
conversation is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Got
All
it.
right. So I'm just taking the basics of physics,
Mm-hmm.
nothing
Okay.
else.
Fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you also know about the contact and the non-contact forces?
A bit. Yeah. I do know that contact forces can be like tension, action,
Right.
reaction,
Right.
and non-contact forces are like gravity and magnetic and electrostatic.
Exactly. Very good. So, contact forces are the kind of forces which act on the body when the two bodies are in physical contact with each other. Like if I have to move something with my muscle, the muscular force, I have to actually touch it unless I
Yes.
possess some
Yeah.
powers.
Okay.
Right? So I'll have to touch it and I have to move it. So that's a contact force. Simple thing, there has to be a contact between the two objects so
Yeah.
that the force can exert.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, frictional force. What do you think? Frictional force is a contact force or the non-contact force?
It's a contact force because the body is on the ground.
Right. So
Or
it has to be in contact with the body.
okay.
Right? A
Yeah.
frictional force can only act on an object if one object is in contact with the other object.
Okay. Got it.
Right? Okay, that's the contact force, and non-contact forces are when two bodies are. not in contact, but still there are forces of attraction or repulsion, or both.
How does that work though? Like in magnetic force, for example, there is no actual like it's not like I'm pushing the body or pulling them towards each other. So how do they actually repel? What works between them?
They have the magnetic field, right? Let's say you have
Yeah.
a magnet. Okay, let's say you have a magnet and you have another magnet.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the bad magnets. Okay,
Okay.
so unless one magnet is in the field, it is in the magnetic, this is like the imaginary field.
Yeah.
Within that field the object will have some force of attraction or repulsion. Okay,
Yeah.
if I bring the other, if it is very far away from one object where like it's not within the range of the magnetic field
Yeah. So
of
basically,
one
it's
object.
not touching the field line, so it's not
Right.
attractive,
So
right?
it's not going to exert any force on it. But as
Okay.
soon as it enters the field line of the other object, it is going to maybe attract or repel depending on what poles we are bringing together.
Yeah. Okay. But
Right?
then, like, yeah, I get the part where if it is in the magnetic field, it attracts or repels. But then, in like the smallest part, like between the electrons or molecules or whatever it is, how does it actually work? Are other molecules pulling it towards one side to put it
Pulling like what exactly?
like a force? Something needs. How does the magnetic force itself work? Magnetic lines are imaginary, right?
Right. They're imaginary.
So is
They're
there?
imaginary because okay, we have invented like how the magnetic fields of line, like how do they work, how much direction they have, like what is the shape of all these. These all you will be studying in one of the chapters that you'll be doing later on in this book itself. You have
Okay.
like a whole magnetic coil, magnetic flux, the forces under the magnetic uh, field, everything you have in this book.
Yeah. Like yeah, last year we did learn about the magnetic field and things, but I wanted to know what worked at the smallest level. How did it attract or repel?
Okay. So they do attract or repel because of the electrons moving in the same direction, and then there's some another electron which is coming in some other direction, and it goes like that.
Ah, okay, yeah. That part is what I wanted to know. Yeah, fine.
Okay. Okay. We'll be doing it when we come across that chapter.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sure. Sure.
So non-contact forces, like we said, are the ones which are not having any physical contact, but there is a force of attraction or repulsion between the two objects without any physical contact.
Yeah.
Okay, and examples you already gave: gravitational force, magnetic force, electromagnetic force, all of these things.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Okay. So these are the contact and the non-contact forces. After that, okay. So when you did the forces, you actually did two types of things. Okay. We know when a when the force acts on a rigid object, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it
Okay.
can make the body go forward, backward, like to the left, to the right, anyway,
Yeah.
right? If you
Okay.
just kick a ball in front of you, then
Mhm.
the ball will just take a straight path. It's not
Yeah.
going to go curve
Yeah.
and curve, right?
All right.
It's not going to go like that. So that's called, now the forces are of two types, okay,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the motion. Like when you
Okay.
disturb the body, depending on their motion, it's of two types.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is called the translation motion. You've
Okay.
heard
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
right?
There
Now
is.
I'm actually doing the first chapter of your book.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
started with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to check what you already know of, and then I need to move
Yeah.
on to the
All right.
actual thing,
Got it.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so depending on what way, like what is the motion of the object, we have two types of forces. What are the two types of forces?
Translational and or linear and
Two types
rotation.
of motions which are caused by the forces are translation motion and translational
Rotational.
motion and rotational motion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's a translational motion?
It's basically in one straight line path or linear path.
Right. So if you just kick a, like we did an example, if you have a football and you just kick it, it goes in a straight line, right? So
Yes.
whenever a force is going to act on a stationary rigid body, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which is free
Yes.
to move, which is
Yeah.
absolutely free to move. Like if I kick a ball, it's not fixed to anything. It is free to move in any direction, anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that case, the body moves in a straight line. Okay,
Okay.
and what is the motion? The motion is same as the direction of the force.
Force applied. Okay.
right? So how can we define the translation motion as?
The motion that occurs in the body in the direction of force applied is called translation motion, or the
Uh,
direction in which the body moves.
right, okay. So we can say when a force acts on a body which is free to move in a
Mhm.
straight path in the direction of motion.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
fine.
so the body, when the force applies on a rigid body, let me
Okay,
write it down. So when force applied on a rigid body,
okay.
do you hear the background noise?
A bit, yeah. It's not very
Okay.
disturbing.
Which is free to move, which is free to move, then what happens to the body which is free to move?
It moves
The
in the
body
direction
can,
of force applied.
right. So the body starts moving in a straight line, first of all.
Okay,
Starts moving in a straight line in the direction of force.
okay, got it.
Okay, and that's the absolute correct definition for translation of motion because it specifies everything
Okay,
in the direction of
yeah,
force. So that's called the translation motion.
okay.
Simple, huh? If you have a body, if you have a ball in the ground and you push it,
Mm-hmm.
let's say if this is a ball on the ground and you apply the force on this side,
All right.
so the body starts moving in the forward direction.
Yeah,
That
okay.
is the direction of the force applied.
But then
Okay?
technically the ball rolls and moves, right? It does not just move on the base.
Right, but we are just talking about the motion. It goes in a straight line, even though it's rolling, but it's going in a straight line.
So it cannot be considered as a rotational motion because it is
No,
rolling.
rotational motion is when you take when you like here I've written a very important point, which is free to move.
Move. Okay.
You
So
will take a rotational motion when one point is pivoted.
okay, fine. So even
Okay,
if
so
the ball is rolling and turning round and round, if it is not fixed, then it is not rotational motion, right?
can you please say that again?
So even if the ball is rolling or moving in a round movement, if it is
Hmm.
not pivoted, then it is rotation. It is not rotational
it,
motion.
it is not rotational, it is translation.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
if
Yeah.
it is pivoted to a point, if it is fixed to a point, then you say the motion of the body is rotational.
No, okay, fine.
Okay, and that is actually our next topic, which is a
Yeah.
rotational motion. So what's a rotational motion? When the force applied on the body, when the force applied on a rigid body, where like when the point, one of the points is pivoted,
Hmm.
and then the body is going to exhibit this rotational motion. Okay,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
example, if I take a normal okay, let's say I have this bar over here. Okay,
Okay.
and I have taken a pivot.
Okay.
Pivot means it can only turn about this particular point.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, this is called the pivot. You know what's
So
a
the
pivot?
bar
That means
basically moves around the triangular
it
structure.
it not around. It's just gonna turn about this point.
Okay. So
In this
like
case, it's
like
not going to rotate.
okay. So
Okay,
like a
rotational
seesaw
motion
motion.
is not only like it's going to rotate. Rotational motion is also when it is turning about a fixed point.
Okay. So like a seesaw motion, I can say. Okay.
Right. So the center of that seesaw, that's called the pivot of a seesaw.
Okay. Fine. Got it.
Okay, so when we say the pivot, okay, so when we have a body which is at a pivot, like which is fixed to a pivotal point,
Hmm?
then the body it turns about this point,
All right.
right? It
Okay.
can either go in the forward direction, in the backward direction, but
Mhm.
it cannot go anywhere else. Like even if you tie a thread around this stylus and you try to move it, right,
Yeah.
with the help of the thread, so the thread is pivoted to this point.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that point, about that point only, it's rotating.
Yeah. Got it. Understood.
Okay, so that's called the pivot,
Understood. Yes.
pivotal. Or okay, so whenever a body is pivoted at a point, the force is applied on the body at this point only. Okay,
So at the
and this
pivoted point.
point is yes, and this point is called. This point has actually a turning effect. which we are
Okay.
going to learn now.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so you might have also seen that one of the very common examples in how to understand this turning point, which we are going to learn it now,
Mhm.
is your doors.
Door.
So our doors, they have hinges, right?
Yeah, the hinges are the
So
pivots.
exactly, they are the pivots. Okay,
Okay.
one second,
Yeah.
I'll just plug in the charge. So the hinges are the pivots. Now your door can only turn around that point.
Yeah, correct. It is
Okay,
not
so
free to
that's
move.
again right. So that's again your rotational motion. Rotational motion is not only when it goes like in a circular motion.
Yeah, okay.
Rotation is like it's turned about a fixed point.
Yeah. So basically, if it is fixed at one point and free to move in that one point, then it is rotational motion,
Yeah,
right?
it's free to move in the clockwise, anti-clockwise direction. We say
Direction.
that is the rotational motion of a body.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
in this case, we also have one more thing. Okay. Let's say this is a center and
Mm-hmm.
this is some circular motion. This is some body which is doing a circular motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the pivot point. I'm just going to write it as P. Now,
Okay.
if I apply a force like this, first of all,
Mhm.
how do I apply a force on in a body which goes in a circular motion? I
You
can
can,
only apply a force.
yeah, you can apply it in two places, basically, towards
Yeah.
the
Okay.
clockwise or towards the anti-clockwise direction.
Right. But what's the direction of force? In this case, the direction of force is
Anti-clockwise.
the direction of force. It is only tangent. It is tangentially,
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine.
right?
So
I'm
how
applying
do
the force
you
tangentially.
okay. So it's not like it's right or left or not like that.
Yeah, that's the motion of the object.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let's come to the important next topic, which is about the movement of force, where I'll teach you more about all of this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
there's another word for moment of force. What do we call it?
Talk.
And there's one more word for this. There are three different terms for just one thing.
Mm, tau? No.
The moment of a force, a torque, or the turning effect. All of these
Okay.
are same.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The turning effect, moment of force, or torque.
Okay. Yeah.
They are all same.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have,
I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I didn't hear the previous sentence.
Okay, no problem. I said, do you know what is moment of force? If I try to give you a proper like a definition for it, it is just the turning effect on a body about the axis. Okay,
Okay, so the
turning.
axis is like the edge of the, like if I have a ball or like a rim, a cycle wheel, the end, the rim of it is the axis, right?
Yes, that's the axis in that case.
Okay, all right. So in the
Okay.
door, the end of the door is like the axis.
The end of the door is the axis. Yeah, I'll actually teach you a formula and this topic, no, actually more formulas you will do about this, not the formulas, the numericals. If you do more numericals about this will be like, it will get more and more clear.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yes, what you said is right.
Okay,
Okay, so when we talk about the turning effect on the body about an axis is due to the movement of the force.
okay,
Just give me a moment, okay? I think you can
yeah,
move the background. Just a second.
yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can clearly.
Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about the turning effect on the body about an axis is actually due to the movement of force.
Okay, so
Is hmm,
I didn't get turning effect. Can you explain turning
I'm
effect?
coming to that. I'm coming to that. Uh, Due to the movement of force acting on the body. I'm just writing the definition so that we can go through that again and again. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Moment of force is due to one second. Apply on the body.
All right.
Okay, so now I'll explain it with the example.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take the same example like a seesaw.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this is a bar which is pivoted to this point.
Okay.
Fine.
All
Now,
right.
when we talk about the turning effect or the moment of force, the moment of force is what? See, the moment of force is something which causes the turning effect. Okay, I'll tell you
Aren't they
what
the
is the
same thing,
moment of.
though?
They are same thing, but if you listen to it with respect to the wordings, you will understand what I'm saying. Moment of force is actually something like turning effect is something which is because of the moment of force.
Okay.
Like if you explain it all with this definition, it's completely fine. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
When we talk about the moment of force, it is just the product of the perpendicular distance.
From the pivot,
Yes, perpendicular force, or you can say,
okay, into the
yeah,
magnitude of force.
exactly. The magnitude of force multiplied by the perpendicular magnitude of force multiplied by the perpendicular distance of the pivot. About the turning point, or you can say.
Yeah. Okay. Got that.
Okay, so if I want to find out what is the moment of force for this thing, first of all, I need to know what is the magnitude of force, with what strength am I applying the force on this thing,
Okay.
right? And what is the second thing?
Distance.
Yes, what's the distance from the force, like from that pivotal point to the point of force where you're applying this force? Okay, let's say
Okay.
this
So
is
it's
the
not
point
till the
S,
axis, only till the force.
this is this. Okay, so
Okay.
if I say the magnitude of force, let's say the magnitude of force is just, let's take this point as O. Okay, this
Okay.
is O where you're applying the force. So the
Okay.
force multiplied by the distance OP. OP is the distance.
Okay.
That gives you the moment of force.
Force. Okay. Fine. Got it.
Correct?
So you cannot calculate the perpendicular distance from the pivot to the axis. It has to be from the pivot to the application of force, right?
From the pivot to the
You
application
cannot.
of force.
So you cannot calculate the perpendicular distance from the pivot till the axis. So, like for example, if I have a door,
Hmm.
I have to take the perpendicular distance from the handle until the hinges, not from the edge of the door until the hinges.
Right.
Okay.
From where you're applying the force till the point, till that pivot point.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Got that.
So that's how you're going to find out the force. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you talk about the unit of it, what will be the unit of the moment of force? We can just derive it from the formula itself. What's the unit of
Force
force?
is Newton and
Right?
distance is meter.
Right. So what's the unit of movement of force? It's
Newton
Newton
meter.
meter. This is the SI unit. If I take it in the CGS system, then it is
Dyne centimeter.
very good.
Can
And do you know
isn't Newton meter the same thing as Joule though?
Newton meter is same thing as Joule?
So can you count unit of moment of force with Joule?
Because no, here actually when you will be doing the questions, you will be doing it with respect to the distance and this, no? So it's better you
Yeah.
take this as a unit.
Okay. So
Okay,
this is the
because
SI
Joule
unit.
is
Fixed
mostly
unit.
what you take for the energies in the work.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I try to relate what is 1 Newton meter and the dyne, can you do that?
1 Newton.
1 Newton meter, okay.
Yeah. Go on.
1 Newton meter is equal to how many
Dyne centimeter.
dyne centimeters?
One dyne is, I mean, 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne.
Very good.
And
And
one
1 meter is
is equal to 100 centimeter or 10 to the power 2 centimeter.
right, 100 centimeters. So what's the whole thing? It's 10 to the power 7.
7
You just add the
dyne centimeter.
powers. It's going to be this dyne centimeters. So
Yeah.
1 Newton meter is actually equal to 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeters.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Fine?
Yes.
Okay. Now the turning effect can be in the because the movement that we are learning about, the it can be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
You
Okay.
know, it will be clockwise when it goes in the direction of clock, like this,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
will be anti-clockwise when it goes opposite direction.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever we talk about the anti-clockwise movement,
Mm-hmm.
the anti-clockwise movement, that is always taken to be positive.
Why?
Okay? When you will be doing the numericals, you will use this thing. And for
Okay.
the clockwise movement, we always take it to be negative.
Why is it taken as positive and negative?
It's taken as positive and negative because of the direction. Okay, I'll tell you the question. We'll do one of the numericals and you'll understand it from there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have your notebook with you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Before that, let me just tell you like common examples that we do.
Okay.
Okay, so we learned about the moment of force. It is the magnitude, sorry, the moment of force. It is the magnitude of force multiplied by the
Perpendicular
perpendicular
distance.
distance.
Yeah.
So if I take, can we take any general examples in this case? Like one is the door thing we did,
Mm-hmm. A
right?
wheel.
So can you explain me, like, can you understand that with respect to the formula?
Yes. So if I were to open a door using the handle with a force of 5 Newton,
Mhm.
and the distance from the hinges of the door until the pivot of the door, I mean, like the handle of the door would be 1 meter, then my moment of force would be 5 into 1 Newton meter, which is equal to 5 Newton meter.
Exactly. Okay. Now, you might have noticed. Have you ever seen the handle of a door near the hinge of a door?
No.
We always see it's always at the edge, right?
End of the, yeah. Yeah.
Always at the edge. So, what
Yes.
are we actually trying to do here? We're actually trying to maximize the perpendicular distance between the hinge, the pivot, and the handle.
Hand for application of force.
Right. Why are we doing that? So that it can cause maximum turning effect. Maximum moment of force. Now, see, if you try to open the door from the handle, it's very easy. You just open it, you don't
Yeah.
require that much of the force, okay?
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you try to open the door, let's say if the handle is very close to the hinge of a door, okay, I am just making a very rough diagram. So, let's say these are the hinges of the door,
Mhm.
okay, and this is where we have the handle.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I have the hinges here and the handle is here, my what is my perpendicular distance? It's maximum.
Yeah, it's maximum, correct.
So, what will be the moment of force in that case?
It'll also
Maximum,
be maximum because
which is
multiplication.
going to which is going to create maximum turning effect
So more the turning effect
with
the
less less force,
with less force. Okay, fine.
right? But if I have the handle
Mm-hmm.
at the center,
Yeah,
so my perpendicular distance from the hinges, it has decreased or increased?
decrease.
Decreased. So in that case, I'll have to apply to
More
have
force.
the moment of force, to have the turning effect, I'll have to apply
More
greater
force.
force,
Yeah,
more force, right? And if your handle is at the hinge, you will not be able to move it at all.
because the
Because in
perpendicular
why?
distance is zero, and
Zero.
how
Exactly.
much
And
ever
that's
force is
not
applied into zero will equal zero only.
exactly. And that's not going to cause any turning effect, or that's not going to cause any torque.
But is it practically true? If I were to keep a
Yes.
handle at the end of the door, would I not at all be able to open it?
Yeah, try to keep it at the hinge exactly. Even if you don't have a handle, try to move your door. Practically it's not possible to do it because of the structure of the
Okay.
door, how it is
Yeah.
made. But okay, do one thing. Keep it at some distance where you can actually apply the force on the hinge itself. Okay,
Okay.
you will not be able to move it. You're just
Okay.
pushing the hinge, but you're not moving the door.
Yeah, I thought it was like only theoretically that way. I wasn't sure
No,
if it
it's actually
actually
true.
applied.
It's actually true.
Okay. Yeah, I shall try it once.
Okay, try it.
Yeah.
So that's what tells you about the moment of force.
Okay.
That to have the turning effect, one of the things have to be maximum.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
either it has to be force. We don't prefer to have maximum force, so we try to increase the perpendicular distance.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay, can you give me any other example for the same thing?
Um,
Anything that comes to your mind?
a wheel, a steering wheel.
A steering wheel. Okay, how does it work there?
I don't think I'll be able to. make the steering wheel turn if I were to keep it on the middle of the steering wheel where the pivot
Right, because
is.
that's the axis of rotation there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
correct. I have to apply the force on the wheel,
Rim of
like
the
on
wheel.
the steering
Yeah.
wheel, and
Okay.
I keep it away from the axis. Otherwise, I won't be able to make the wheels turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Um, a seesaw. If I were to sit on the middle of the seesaw, I will not be able to bend the seesaw towards any side.
That's a good example.
Yeah, that's all I can
Okay.
think of.
Can I also say, can I take an example of a spanner or any screw? If I
Yeah,
try to open a, okay, why do spanners have like long handles?
because they increase the perpendicular distance
Exactly.
versus
So
center.
you're trying to move the spanner, middle part is trying to move that screw, but you're
Yeah,
trying to do it from the other end,
yeah, correct.
right? So that the force you're applying on it
Mhm.
is minimum, whereas the perpendicular distance is maximum, so that you
Maximum.
can open up that screw there.
Yeah, got that.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's one example. Anything else we can? Have you ever seen the hand grinders where
Yeah,
the wheel and like the thing with which they're moving is like at the rim of the
yeah,
wheel,
yeah. I've
right?
seen that. Yeah, there's a
That
wooden handle at the end of the wheel.
exactly.
Okay.
So that also uses the same
Yeah,
exact concept,
yeah.
right? So these
Yes.
all examples, like if they come for the application, you can give the same exact explanation for all of them,
Okay. Yeah, got that. Yes.
right? Okay,
Yes.
let's try and do one of the numericals. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with the easier ones first.
Go on.
You have your notebook and everything, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay, so when you say the answers for them, please make sure you also pay attention to the units.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I did the. I've done that mistake enough times to have learned my lesson now.
Yes. So please don't do that, okay?
Yeah.
All right. We have a question on the screen.
Body is pivoted at a point. Force of 10 Newton. Okay. Supplied at a distance of 3 Newton meter.
Very simple. You just need to use the formula,
Multiply.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one second. Let us do this. This one is also, as I said, I'm moving with the simple questions, okay?
It will be 40 centimeter or zero point 0.4 meter.
Right. Next question is this. Okay, do this one properly, okay? I want to see like how you're attempting the answer questions
Okay.
also,
Yeah, I'll
like in a
write
proper way
this
with the
also.
formulas and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you do this one?
Yeah, I think I've nearly got it. Just a second.
Okay.
It will be 1.2 meters.
Absolutely right. So you just equate the moment of forces for both of the things, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay, there's
calculated the
another.
moment of force for the first one and calculated from
That is right. Okay, there's another question. This is the last question. Okay.
there. Yeah.
The questions try to make the things more clear, right?
Mhm.
You'll get it more, like you'll understand it more of it when we actually do the principle of movement.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what's principle of movement?
No, not. I do not recall
Okay.
it.
No problem. Try doing this one.
The torque needed to open the door is one. Oh, just a second. Will be 150 Newton meter,
Newton meter. Exactly.
and the least force and point of application. The least force needed will be 50 Newton, and point of application will be 3 meters,
Right. Why is it 3 meters?
because that is the maximum that it can be made up to.
Right, because that's the width of the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that is correct. Okay, Pragna. So I think I hope you understood the topic that we did today,
Yeah.
and this was like a very basic part of it. And if we continue, we'll move on to the next of the chapter.
Yeah. So I just had a question about how the classes will work.
Yeah.
So I do not actually need the explanation for all the theoretical parts. I have noticed that I struggle more with the numericals and the formula based questions.
Okay.
Like, for example, in the next chapter, the kinetic energy and such questions are more of what I require attention on. The theory is quite easy for me to do.
Okay.
So I was thinking
So
if I
mhm.
required to do it, like I could just choose a part of the chapter which I find hard and we could just focus on that part. Will that be possible or is it a necessity that you
See, no, it's not a necessity that I have to teach you each and everything,
Okay.
but I should be confirmed that you understand each and everything, even if I'm not teaching it. Okay,
Yeah.
because by the end, my thing is that I want you to have like very good marks and
Yeah.
to understand everything, right?
Correct.
And
Yes.
formulas you can only understand if you have a very basic understanding of all the theory.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Okay.
I'll make sure that I read the theory and whatever I do not understand, I will get it cleared out with you. Yeah, that will be.
Okay, okay. So what we can do is we will start with chapter one because
Mhm.
I can only move ahead to chapter two if I am confirmed that you know chapter one. Okay,
Chapter
because all
one.
the chapters are related in some way.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to teach you each and every part of it, but what we can do is like if I ask you, please come prepared with the first section of it, all the formulas and every concept.
Yeah.
That is what I can do, right?
All
So
right.
you can come prepared with the formulas, you can come prepared with the numericals, you can try them. If you don't get them, I'll teach you it in the
Yeah.
class.
Yeah. That'll be perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that way we are moving like faster, and we like if you give me doubts, I'll clear them, and if we don't have anything else, I'm going to give you more and more questions for the practice in the
Yeah.
class.
All right.
Okay, but
Yes.
we will be working on the same chapter at the same time. Like if we have the other class, I would ask you to please go through the first section, which has couple, which is moment of torque and the torque. If it is too much for you, I can even half it.
Yeah, no, I'll go through it. I'll be able to do that because I already went through this chapter once previously. So
Okay, that's cool. So what we can do is please try and do the first part of it, right? I
yeah,
think the second part starts with the center of gravity.
yeah, yeah.
So if it is too much for you, you can tell me that because at the same time, I don't want to burden you.
No, no, I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So
The
yeah,
first part is fine for you if I ask you to come prepared with the
yes,
whole first part for the next class.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, then.
I
So
just
please come
wanted to
prepared.
confirm that if that will be possible, just focusing on certain things, if I'm able to do all the other part of the
No, no, no. It's fine. It's completely fine. I will work according to your speed.
yeah. That would
Okay,
be great.
it's not like I will teach you each and every topic, make you sit in the class and
Yeah,
learn this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm here to clear your doubts and everything. So we are going to move from section to section. I'm not going to jump to any topic randomly. I will be starting from the first chapter, but
yeah.
we have to do it from like step by step according to the book.
All right. Yeah, that makes
Fine.
sense.
So
Yes.
if we come to the next class, then please make sure you come prepared with the
Yeah,
first
sure.
section of the chapter.
Of course. Of
Okay,
course.
which is just the talk, couple, moment of forces, and the
Yeah.
numericals and everything.
All right. I shall
Okay,
do the A
so
part of the first chapter.
the A part, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if
Okay.
you have any doubts, you bring it to me, and if you don't have doubts, then I will give you some extra questions so you have more practice.
Yeah. Got that.
Fine.
Yes.
It can be from the NCRT, like sorry, it can be from your Selena book or it can be from anywhere. But it is the ICSE questions. Maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
previous year questions also can be added to that.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
great. Yes.
Yes. Okay, Pragna. I'll see you in the other class then.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a
You're
nice day.
welcome. Bye bye. You too.